So I have this brand new layout for you. I started out with the photos and the ephemera. That's from the Pebbles Girl Squad collection. And then I picked out my papers. I picked this pink starburst from Chamel's first collection. And then this crate paper, notes and things, butterfly pattern paper. And notes and things, it's an old collection, but I still love it, so I still use it and sneak in little bits here and there. The white printer paper is what I'm gonna use to back my photos, and that has been one of my favorite things to do lately. I don't know why, but it's a different weight than pattern paper, so it gives a little bit of a different texture. It's cheap and it's easily accessible. So now I'm just punching the edges so that I can mat the photos with a little edge, and I'm just gonna try to kind of place them evenly. And since I see the date there when I turn them around, I just reached over for my my little date stamp, and I put the date on my stamp. That way when it comes time to write or stamp the date, I'll be ready to go, and I won't have to remember the date, because then I'll probably forget. So I'm trying to see where I want my photos to go. I'm not sure at this point. But I decided to place that butterfly pattern with about an inch away from the right side, and then kind of make sure the photos overlap both pattern papers on the left. And when I cut the paper, when I cut the branding strip off, I must have cut one a little more than the other, because the butterfly paper ended up being a little taller, like just like a couple millimeters taller. So I had to fix that later on. So this trim right here is from Freckled Fawn, and it's like an adhesive lace, and I love it, but I forget to use it. I was wondering if it was going to be a little too much here, but it's not. It's actually it's really nice and soft and feminine, and I really like it. I decided that I was going to make quick decisions on this layout. If I like it, it's going down. If I don't like it, move on to something else right away. So this is just a photo of my daughter and her little friend. Well, actually, it's not her little friend because she's older, but they were having a lot of fun here, exploring in nature, and we came across this little groundhog. I think that's what it is, and it was just digging and poking his head out of the little hole, and they were able to get really close and get a really good look at him, and he was just as curious about them as we were about him, and we got a really good picture with the groundhog popping his head out. So I'm gonna include a close-up in the photos at the end of the video so that you can see. So I'm just arranging my little clusters here. My daughter doesn't have a lot of friends who are girls. A lot of her friends are boys. It just happened that way. I don't know. But this one friendship is very special to her and to us too. So I'm just doing the little clusters here. That's why I put the little Soul Sisters kind of as a title, because I want to, in the journaling that I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about, you know, how about their relationship a little bit. And I'm just gluing everything down. After I decided where I wanted to go, I'm just gonna glue it. And don't play around with it too much because then it slows me down. So after I do my layout, I'm gonna write my journaling lines, but I'm gonna leave it at that on the video. I don't want to write my journaling on camera because just for, you know, privacy reasons for both of these girls. I'm just gonna do that later on. But see here, my roller date stamp was already set to the right date, so all I had to do was go stamp it. So far in my little embellishment clusters, all I have is the Pebbles ephemera. But this little banner and a couple other things that I'm gonna bring in are from the Maggie Holmes sticker books. The sticker book from American Crafts. Each designer has their own sticker book. And the stickers I'm going to be using are from Maggie Holmes. So this little camera is also from Maggie Holmes sticker book. It's very cute. And I was wondering what I was going to put in the center of the camera there, because it's just perfect. It's just calling for something to be in the middle. Oh, I was trying to audition this bird in like different places on my layout, but it just didn't fit in, so I moved on to something else. I figured the right cluster needed some gold because it was the only one that didn't have gold. So I put this little heart, and I'm trying out this other tiny one, and you see that I put a heart in the middle of that camera. So now I like the little heart visual triangle that I have there. And I have these epoxy arrows from Freckled Fawn. I debated for a while on what to use to point to the little groundhog, because you wouldn't really see it in the photo unless I call attention to it with something. So I used this little epoxy arrow, and this little banner, this little phrase, it says "Remember this place," and that's from also the Maggie Holmes sticker book. And I brought in her puffy stickers from Chasing Dreams, and I'm gonna add some butterflies. I wanted to keep this very, you know, because they're out in nature, I wanted to keep that nature theme with the butterflies and the flowers. And because all these, you know, Maggie Holmes stickers, the ephemera that I use, they're so floral and girly, I just figured I would keep with that theme. The numbers that I put on the bottom there, they're from a really, really old My Mind's Eye sticker sheet. And I just had the idea that I could circle their ages on that number line. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And I'm adding some foam dots on the back of some stickers so that I can lift them up and they can have a little more dimension. I had taken out some chipboard to use on this layout, but it never made it on the page, so I'm just going to compensate for the flatness by adding some foam dots here and there. So yes, here is where I draw my journaling lines. I'll do my journaling there off camera, and I'm going to circle their ages so that we remember how old each of them was in this photo. And I'm just going to do like a really messy circle with my pen. I love messiness. I embrace it because if I try to do stuff perfectly, it won't happen. And I'll just upset myself. So I embrace the messiness. And I put that little Tim Holtz sticker on the bottom that says "Collect Beautiful Moments." Okay, see ya. Stay tuned for close-ups. Bye.